So we'll be starting the stream in just a minute. We got some exciting YouTube news pretty recently that we have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube now, which is awesome.
We have actually 1,011.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like more than we need for whatever it is we need it for. We've got a surplus. Now that's pretty exciting. We don't really count numbers much around here, but it's really cool though. Whenever you hit like a milestone.
Yeah, isn't there some deal with when you hit 1,000?
Yeah. What you say something about Benny Hill? What'd you say?
So isn't there a deal when you hit 1,000, something happens?
Oh yeah, it makes you that and some other things. On the YouTube, sorry guys, I think I put Workinmg on a new fantasy thing because I just read it through my thing on this one and I thought, oh, that's all right. Okay, well let's start it anyway, guys. Here we go.
Here we go.
That was the glitch for this episode.
Let's hope.
Hey everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, and I'm pleased to announce to you that our computer is no longer screaming at us.
Yeah, the tea has been pulled off the stove.
Yeah, the kettle has stopped, has quieted down. Here, let me put in my other Bluetooth. I have one in my left ear, but if I put it in my other ear, you won't be staring at it the entire time. Yeah, the fan in the GPU was the culprit. And now it is no longer doing it. I apologize for the last stream. I don't know how audible it was to everybody else, but in here, like our microphones are supposed to cancel out some noise and stuff. So hopefully it was helping a little bit. But in this room, it was crazy. It was just so loud. It was hard to think.
Yeah, it was like making me break out in a sweat because I was trying to do questions. It was a little nutty.
I thought it was just me because I'm kind of sensitive to sound sometimes, and I was just sweating bullets because I'm sitting right by it, and it's just, But this week, yay, it's been solved. So, and I'm working on a type of painting that I almost never work on. It's very rare, but it's a mythical fantasy. It's a chimera, which a chimera traditionally it's like a lion and a goat and a snake maybe sometimes, but in reality it's really any kind of animals that are mixed up. So I wanted to take and it's a commission. So I wanted to take some of the coolest animals I could think of. So I'm working with a lion, a ram, a snake, and a dragon. All realistic animals, all animals from real nature.
Well, Linda has joined us and says it wasn't that loud on the feed. Speaking of the thing,
good.
So
thank you, Linda.
It was funny because I wasn't hearing it that loud in my headphones, but it was so loud in the other thing. But I have to commend you for your engineering over there because I didn't have faith that this oiling of the fan would work, but it did. So way to go.
Yeah, I fixed it with a like $4 or $5 bottle of light machine oil or something off Amazon, but
as opposed to buying a $700 new GPU.
Yeah. So I just took the GPU apart, which it sounds technical. In reality, it's like 3 screws. So I took the fan out and I oiled it. So it was a very technical process. But it sounds good when you say it. Yes, I performed a repair on the graphic processing unit of the personal computer. But now three oil drops later and it stopped. So yeah, that was good. That would have been like $700 minimum and way more. So it's best not to have to spend that if you don't have to. But I'm excited. We're gonna give away some art tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to work on this mythical thing, which working on art like this, it has its own challenges that other forms of art maybe that don't, other subject matter. Because lions and rams and dragons and goats and snakes don't generally mix together, So you start having to think like, well, what kind of skin goes where? And, is it reptilian? And what color should it be? And then if you're me, colors are crazy anyway. So well, really, what color should it be? And then
yeah, this is definitely out of your. This is not in your wheelhouse. Like, this is out of your comfort zone. So
yeah, it's cool.
I have to commend you because I think it's pretty, pretty awesome. Very D&D feeling.
Thank you. Yeah. Going back to my D&D roots.
Well, Fred joins us and says, "Sweet, good job about getting rid of the sound." And then Kim said, "Oh, so glad the squeak is gone for your sake as well as ours."
Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming back.
Yeah. And tonight we're gonna play some trivia, and I think it's going to be a challenge for all of us because it's mythical based. I think Jackie put together.
It will challenge your chimera expertise.
Yeah. But it's been a good week, though, and I'm going to start the turtle this week. I mean, I got everything else prepped on it. I mean, it's all kind of, I don't know, we've just been waiting for the studio time, and now it's time.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a ton of footage that we're going to capture doing it. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, and we got a mural coming up. Not this weekend, not next, but the weekend after. I'll be live painting at LSA at Lone Star Attitude on the square in Denton, and we'll let anybody know. We'll let everybody know because there'll be 5 other artists doing murals too. It's a really great project. This is the 2nd year that we've done it. But one thing that I think is kind of cool too is that Brian Kelly, he's an artist that Jackie and I both really like a lot. And he's a Denton-based artist, and they asked him to come in and do art trading cards. It's like he's going to do a portrait of each of the muralists with some facts and stuff. So it'll be like a trading card, like a baseball trading card, but he's doing all the art, which is pretty awesome because we have some of his pieces. We followed him, and it was just sort of it was a delightful email to get when it said that hey Narcy, the PR guy, had an idea, and he's going to have Brian Kelly come in. We thought, yay, Brian Kelly.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to look up his work, you can find him under Brian Kelly Draws. And he does fantastic, hilarious, wacky. It has this cartoon illustration feel, but he also did all the artwork for my master's thesis. So he's just stellar. I totally dig his work. Yeah,
and I love how he has a great sense of humor. So there's some different series that he works on and he does, and it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. And the project's really cool because every year they have six muralists come in to do a mural at LSA. Last year they didn't do it, so the mural that I had there stayed up for 2 years, but if it's not for COVID, then generally they're replaced every year. But I was so pleased that they asked me to come back and do it again.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's usually different artists every time, except for Dan Black, which is another Denton-based artist that's just incredible. He's a muralist, and he does paintings all over, but he's been with the project every year, and it was sort of his brainchild along with Narcy, I think. So,
yeah.
So it's really cool. I don't know. See, in the GDAC.
Yep.
I always get the letters I get from the Greater Denton Arts Council. Is also doing it this year. Like they're promoting it, and there's going to be a show at their space with all the artists are bringing in some paintings. So it's really cool. So I'm sorry to talk about it so much, but after COVID and all, like having cool events like this, it's just it's nice to talk about.
Yeah, getting out and mingling with other artists and having actual events to go to is pretty cool.
And this one's so cool too because all the paintings, all 6 murals are happening right before your eyes over the course of the weekend. And it's at a restaurant, kind of bar area thing, and a rooftop that's facing the courthouse. So it's such a nice time. Like, people could come up there and hang out and just watch it. These 6 different murals going up. So it's just a really fun time. So, and we'll post dates and all that. It's not for like 3 weekends. Not this weekend, and not the next, but the one after that.
June 11th is that weekend.
See, you're good with the numbers.
Constant calendar over here. So Mike has joined us and says, "I want free art." LOL.
Hey, all right.
Thanks for joining us. The possibility is out there. And Karen has joined us and says...
It sounds like the X-Files. The possibility is out there.
I still believe.
It's got a Mulder vibe.
And Karen has joined us and says, "Hey guys, excited for this episode. Thanks for tuning in." And Beth joins us and says, "Hey guys." So thanks for tuning in. And yes, we are going to test everybody's mythical knowledge. Mm-hmm. This will be interesting.
And... I want to show you the painting I'm working on. It's very different, and I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it's really interesting. I love to paint lots of different things. Every once in a while I'll do a fantasy one, and a commission came in saying, hey, can you paint a chimera? And I was instantly transported back to my like teenage days when when I played D&D with my friends, and we were like, all right, guys, I rolled a nat 20, yay! Like I'm the king of the universe, and so it was just, I don't know, I love fantasy films. It's just ideas. And I thought that sounds like a nice challenge. So that's what I'm working on, and I want to show that to you in a minute. Also, Jackie and I have been doing a thing where we've been investigating classic cocktails and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're it's hard work, guys, doggone it, but someone's got to do it.
I mean, it's research for
it's research, and it's
possible opening of a art bar.
And that's what's one of the things is that the art space that we're going to open is also going to serve drinks, and that's one way why the artists that will show there will get much more of their the percentage, because the art space isn't trying to make money off the artist; it's going to make money in other ways, So. So it's better for the artists, and that's the inception. It's a space built by artists with artists in mind. But one of the ways of that is to have really good cocktails and drinks and things. So and we want to put an artistic spin on everything that's there. So we're trying to look at some cocktails and let me show you one. Okay, this is one we made for tonight. And the idea about these drinks isn't like I don't know. It's not like you get hammered or anything. It's like it's something that you taste. It's something that you savor. It's a lot of different flavors and stuff. Sounds boring, right? It's not. What I have here is a whiskey smash, and it's a really old cocktail. It was invented. It's hard to really pin down, but probably back in the 1840s, even, or maybe even sooner. Definitely by the 1860s, it was around. It's hard to say because a lot of these early cocktails were kind of similar. So what was this? What wasn't? But the thing with this, though, is that it came around about the same time as a mint julep. So a mint julep is mint and all this stuff, but some wise person said, hey, let's do a bourbon sort of mix on that. So what this is, it's a little bit of mint, fresh mint, and it's muddled with three slices of lemon, and then a little, 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, and what else is in there? Oh, and an ounce and a half of bourbon. This in here is
Are there any bitters in it?
No, there's no bitters in this one.
Woodford Creek.
Woodford Creek. Thank you. Yes, Woodford Creek. Was I supposed to put bitters?
I don't know. I'm the guinea pig. I don't make the drink.
Let me look. Okay, I gotta.
Well, while you're checking that, I should say really fast. Oh.
Okay. I had it pulled up on my computer on another screen so I could.
So Owen has joined us and says, hello, guys.
Hey.
My mom joins us, says, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, thanks, Owen. I love you, Marilyn.
And Owen says, I did a mermaid. So he's painted a mermaid. That's awesome.
Oh, I did a mermaid too, didn't I?
Yeah, a while back.
I forgot all about it until you said it, Owen, and brought it back to me.
And then Kim asked, is the turtle, will that just be a turtle? Are you going to, I guess, paint it just like a turtle? Brilliant question. And yes and no. So here's the idea. Part of the turtle, I was going to paint the head and the face and all, and maybe underneath the shell. Paint it so it looks like a turtle, but with my color. So that if I was going to paint a turtle, that's the way it would look. With the crazy colors, but turtle-like. Then on the shell, there'll be another scene. And Jackie and I, we both talked a lot, and we worked we hashed ideas back on the composition. I have very fantastical ideas.
Yeah, and one of the ideas was to have an octopus going across the shell. And I think that's really great. You can get an underwater scene through part of the shell. So you get the feel of the ocean, but then also around where the turtle's eyes are and its head and all that, you actually get the feel of the turtle. Almost like it's carrying the sea on its back. Yeah, and your color is, the way you paint with color it just lends well to that. So you can do you can go nuts with corals and the octopus, a bright orange red octopus going over some green, yellows, and blues. Anyway. The sky's the limit with that, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. And the eye, I want to make the eye, right now the idea is I want to make the eye pretty realistic and all, because it's, the head of the turtle is bigger than my head. It's like a life-size,
it's a pretty
turtle.
Big turtle.
It's a big turtle. It's a big boy or girl. Yeah, so it's big, so I thought it'd be cool to have part of it looking realistic. And then going off with some whimsy.
I think it's going to be cool.
Oh, I should say, too, about this drink, just real quick. It has a Luxardo cherry in it.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about a maraschino cherry, you think about, generally, the bright red ones that you see on the top of sundaes and stuff. It's corn syrup and red food coloring, and they're delicious. I love them. But this, though, it has the original cherry in it. It's Luxardo. It was invented in the 1820s in Italy by the Luxardo family, and I'm probably mispronouncing that.
I think it's Luxardo.
Yeah, Luxardo.
I think. I don't know. All I know is it is like it. So these are fancy cherries, like fancy cherries, and John bought them ages ago. In a totally different scenario. Bought a jar of these ages and ages ago, and we had them sitting in the fridge forever. And every once in a while, I go on kicks where I have to clean things out and get rid of things that I either haven't touched or seen for a while or don't know what they are. And so I was cleaning out the fridge, and it was in the very back, and it just looked like a jar of dark, gross things I hadn't opened or seen in easily 6 months. So I threw them away, and then, you know, of course, like, John's like, where are the cherries? I'm like, we haven't touched those things. All of a sudden, we need a drink that requires deluxe cherry. It's like, oh my gosh, here we are with the best all over again.
Your cleaning binges are very much appreciated, although they are the bane of vests and cherries. But, you know, that's okay.
Whatever. Well, okay, so let me say...
They do look like a mistake has been made. If you open the jar, it's all goopy and weird. But it's the original. It's like, you know, it's like molasses and real sugar and different things. So, and there's no artificial colors. So they're really dark, you know, and they're but they taste really good, and they're different. And they have a different characteristic to a cocktail, because it's not just like a sugary sweet. You know, it has you know, some different, like, real cherry flavors and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to just eat them out of the jar like I could eat maraschino cherries like that, but these have to sit in the drink, and then once they've sat in the drink, they're actually really good to eat. They're just over the top sweet and syrupy, but anyway, so Fred says, not to backtrack, but watching a mural be made from a blank canvas is extraordinarily awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I would agree. I love watching huge pieces of art get done.
Yeah, and one of the fun parts of that project is that every other project we do, it's just our mural. Like, you know, we're painting, and I'm up there, blah blah blah. But on this one, there's 5 other pieces of art to you know, and there's other artists to chat with. So it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun.
And you can get a burger and a drink while you watch it.
Well, I can't get a drink. With the artists, it's
I can.
Yeah. Apparently, when this first started, drinks were on the house. Like, the food's on the house for the artists, but drinks were too, like, for the first year or two. And then they had some artists, to be unnamed, would go up there, and they would sit there all day, like in a chair, just staring at their wall while just drinking. And
I mean, you know,
very little painting or no painting getting done.
You're an artiste.
I guess so. And so they very wisely decided that there's no drinking, you know, during that, which
yes. Well, Karen says you guys got to keep it authentic. Speaking of taste testing our drinks.
Oh yeah.
And Fred said my parents have an old drink recipe book called Old Mr. Boston's Cocktails.
Oh yes.
That's interesting. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I do. I haven't read it though, because I haven't been able to find like an electronic version. So I'd have to. But I thought about trying to find one, and then like electronic version on the internet now, and then reading it, because there's, you know, it's just really interesting to read about the history of this sort of stuff. I mean,
that's cool.
Cocktails haven't really been around that long, and then they changed a lot within the last 50 years.
Well, and I will say, like, when John embarked on this, like, let's make some weird drinks, and he told me to go pick up peach schnapps and bitters and all this stuff, I was like, oh, these drinks are not going to be good. But cool, it's his birthday. Let's do whatever he wants to do. But then he ended up making them, and I was like, all right, that's pretty good. Like a whiskey sour and the whiskey smash, and then you made a peach old-timer?
Yeah,
old-fashioned?
Old-fashioned, yeah.
Yeah, and that was really, I was like, oh my gosh, these are actually really good. So I think whenever we've gone to a bar, they don't put as much love into those drinks as they might have used to or something.
Yeah,
or maybe you're just really good at it.
You know, like, they'll use a sweet and sour mix that's just behind the bar, which is not, I mean, it's fine, we all use it, but it's just, it doesn't taste like what the original cocktail called for. So the original cocktail was, you know, made with other things, so of course it's going to taste different whenever you change up the ingredients. You know, it's like they used to use real sugar and Coke, and you know, and most people say they can taste the difference if they taste like Mexican Coke, which is still made the same way, and it's sold in America, and they really up it.
Super expensive.
Yeah, to get a 24 pack of Mexican Coke, it's like $50. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they asked Coke if they would put out a real sugar version, because they already make it. Like, the company makes it. They just sell it in Mexico. And they're like, no, we already make it. We just, it's called Mexican Coke, and we just distribute it from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I'm sure more.
That wasn't the computer.
I'm sure it just takes, more. It shortens their cost profit margin. I'm sure that's the situation. But Beth says, try my favorite, pineapple bomb, pineapple juice, Bacardi, and Malibu.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I could be on board with that.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds like a good summer drink. Yum.
But I have to say, like, I've never liked an old fashioned, and I know some people just love it. And I'll order it, and I think, well, it's been a certain number of years. Maybe my taste buds have changed, or I've matured, or something, and now I'm ready for it. And I try it, and it's awful. But then we started making some variants, but actually getting the old ingredients, and it's a completely different drink. It's ridiculous. I don't know. So I didn't mean to talk about drinks so much on this one. It's just funny how it's a revelation. It's like, I don't know, like if you have a dish at a restaurant and then you taste it and it's homemade. A lot of times the homemade version, especially if it's like authentic, if you went over to, if you had Italian at the Olive Garden, it tastes different than if you went over to someone's grandmother, that is making it from her grandmother's dish.
Definitely.
And it's like, wow.
Well, Kim says, I'm excited about that too. Speaking of the turtle, we have family near that area of Florida, so we may get to see it someday.
Oh man,
that'd be
that's awesome.
If you make it out there, take pictures.
Please.
I mean, we'd love to make it out to Florida to see it once it's installed someday too.
Yeah.
And Barb joins us and says, hey, you lovely couple.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And Fred says, maybe I can scan some of it over for you or something. So.
Oh, Fred, that's so nice. But don't worry. I appreciate that. That is so much trouble. I used to scan books all the time, and now though I found that you can get most books are already in a digitized form, so I'll do that, and I appreciate that so much. It's but gosh, do you remember when I used to have a scanner and used to scan books and it took forever.
Ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, and then you have all these images that are there and you have to keep them in order, and it's like but now though you can just order them. I don't know.
Well, my mom says, hope you had an amazing birthday Sunday. Loved spending time with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And Sunday, it was fun. It was kind of low key. You're weird about your birthday, and one of your gifts hasn't even arrived yet. So I'm like,
ooh, maybe I haven't advanced in age then.
There you go. Arrived. That counts.
No, it's just like on Facebook. I took my birthday off there, like the actual day.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did that. It was a while ago, and it was just sort of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Fred says
I did get older.
Fred says simple syrup with actual fruit instead of sweet and sour mix.
Ooh.
That could be interesting. And Deidre has joined us and says, looking for the black and white ballerina. Something just fell. Speaking of your coaster. Oh yeah,
sorry. I have a little metal coasters for coffee cups and for that smash thing I just made, and sometimes they.
And Beth said, "LOL, cheers." So cheers.
Well, cheers.
And the ballerina picture, there's two. John painted two of those, and on the website you can search ballerina or dancer, which was the name of the other one. They're very similar. So.
And here
I can message you if they're all hard to find.
And here, guys, let me show you what I'm working on. So this is very different. Actually. The painting I just did was of children's toys, and I can't share it right now because it might or might not be a gift for someone, and maybe they would see it or maybe not see it. I don't know. So it's better to be safe than sorry, and but it's very different than this. So
it's very different.
Yeah. So, this is the lion. I should say. So for anybody that's sight impaired. This is an 18 by 24 inch canvas, and it's a vertical, so it's skinnier. It's taller than it is wide. Going off the left hand side is a wing. I mean, the creature that's in this painting is going off both sides, like the wings go off, so it's taking up like 3/4 of the canvas at least for the actual creature, a little bit more probably, and then the wings take up even more. So there is some negative space right now, but it'll be filled in with color and different things. So. So what's behind it right now is going to change quite a bit. But right now it's just gray. It's just light and gray, and it's sort of swirly. The creature itself has a lion's head, and is giving like a snarl, like a menacing kind of growl, and he has ram horns that are curling around. And this ram horn on the far left, if you were here with me today, I redrew this tip like 6 times. Because I drew it where it was going this way, and then that way, and this way, and that way. So if you had a time lapse, the tip of his horn would have been going, would have been wiggling. But
well, I think that you got it correct there. It looks good.
Thank you, finally. I was like, and the body is more of kind of a dragon kind of body, because I gave him dragon wings. But now I'm going in and I'm coloring it in more of a tawny sort of colors to give it a bit of a lion feel. But then there's going to be like scale marks and stuff in it too. So it's going to be colored a bit like a lion, a bit greenish too in some places, so that it's almost like reptilian lion sort of feeling. And then there's a cobra that's going to be coming out on his tail. His tail is actually a cobra. If his back feet have or hoofs, but you won't be able to see them very well. It'll look like goat kind of hoofs. The front feet are more like claws, like dragon claws or something. And then his wings are going up, and they're like gargoyle kind of dragon wings that have the big horns on the very tips, and then off each spine is other little horns and stuff. So, a very, very aggressive animal.
He's angry.
Yeah, he's angry.
Well, Brandon joined us and says that looks amazing.
Oh, so. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is so crazy.
And I know you've gone back and forth a little bit with colors and all of this, so I'm curious out there, everybody watching, if you have any input on colors. John and I were talking about it earlier, and you had like a teal going on for a while, and I wasn't a fan of the teal.
I had blue and stuff on the wings. I still had blue on the wings a little bit, but a lot more. And then his body was kind of blue and kind of green. And then I swapped them, and that made a weird teal color, and he looked more like a merman, maybe.
Yeah, so I like what you got going on over here. I almost, I probably wouldn't do any more of the brown in the body and start playing.
I got brown in my brush, right?
Well, I mean, only because it looks cool because it's almost like half scale reptilian sort of fur, and those accent furs coming off of his wrist areas are really cool. So I almost you could emphasize that with leaving that kind of brown, and then I don't know. I'm curious what the crowd has to say.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm really interested in his arm here though. I was gonna put in some more tawniness because I feel like what is his right arm, but it's the arm on the left side of the painting. I just feel like it's not defined very well. You got his forearm here, and then you have what his bicep would be, and inside of it, I have a lot of black lines that are tacky. And then, but then I have burnt sienna, kind of a lighter sienna, some darker and green, teal. I have a lot of things going on in there, and so I'm thinking maybe if I color it more like a traditional kind of bicep, it might give more definition to it.
Yeah, I mean I can see it fine. Arm I wouldn't worry too much. About making the structure look like the structure, because it looks like it, and it's just better.
Built though. I mean, look at that.
I mean, it's a big scary line.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Well, Fred says you're going to get some commission requests for stuff like that now.
Ooh.
Bom, bom, bom. And then Karen says, I'd love to see some brighter yellows or gold and maybe accent with purples.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like that's a great idea.
That idea a lot.
That's a great idea. I started, get out of my head. No, I started doing some purples and things in there, and I think that's a great idea. Especially, it'll make the golds and the yellows pop so much more. So that's pretty cool.
And Karen says he's hangry.
Yeah.
And then Fred says, some muscle definition. So there you go.
Yeah, I was thinking, what's that? Kitty, meow, meow, kitty. What's that meow mix? Meow, 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 meow. I'm just thinking somebody singing that, or suddenly this is what comes running around the corner.
What's funny about the chimera is that it actually is typically a female.
Oh.
It's always portrayed when it's referred to as a female.
Really?
Even though it has a lion's mane to look more mean.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, in this painting, she or he. This is 2021. We can be gender unspecific.
Well, and sometimes there's a goat head coming out of the back of it, so it's really just gender fluid.
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
true. But as you can see, his paws, or her paw is placed where, you know, where the question will just remain.
There you go.
So that's nice.
I like that. And Margie has joined us and says, I love your art.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Well, speaking
and I love being told that someone loves my art.
Yay.
So
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks so much.
So, speaking of random facts about the Chimera.
Oh, boy.
We could do trivia and give away some art.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we're like 30 minutes in.
Time
so guys,
flies when you're having fun and drinking old drinks.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So trivia. Let's do that. Oh,
and Karen said Jackie is so wise.
Yeah, she is. She is. And didn't you say that Barbara's print is being mailed?
Yes, it's going out tomorrow. It's been raining and my back is killing me, so I've been laid up for days.
Sorry, Barbara. It is going out. It's been so rainy and for.
It's like Seattle up in here. It's ridiculous.
Jackie has been training for a marathon, and I don't know if it was that, but she really likes training. Like,
oh no, it was feeding a squirrel. I was feeding a squirrel, and I pulled a muscle in my back.
Well, isn't that funny how that works though? Like if you damage your back, you don't even notice it, and then you just happen to turn the wrong way, and then it activates. But
it was special.
But really, I mean, to be honest, guys, Jackie's one of those people. Like she's just like my dad. She doesn't like if she's sick, she works. You know, if she feels bad, she works. You know, whatever, she just works. And whenever she's like, I think I'm gonna go lay down a little bit. You know, in the middle of the day, you're like, oh no, you really aren't feeling very good. So yeah, so she hasn't been. But let's give away some art.
Let's do some trivia.
I'm trying to remember what button. Okay, I have a button thing here. That's how I can control things. It's I just have to push little buttons, but I do have to remember what those buttons are. That's where things fall apart. Are we ready?
Ready.
Maybe we should tell everybody how this works.
Okay, for anybody that hasn't tuned in for our trivia before, what we do is we go through multiple choice questions. There's usually 5, and it's like A, you know, whatever the answer is, B, blah blah blah. So if you think you know the answer, throw your, like, in the comments, put the letter A, B, C, or D, and I will put your name on a piece of paper, and I will put it in our fancy hat. And then I will walk over to John, and he will pull your name out, and then we will send you a medium print of your choice. So that's pretty much it. It's so easy. Even if you don't know the answer, just throw out a letter. You never know.
Yeah, it's so easy. You know, I have to laugh because I never know what the questions are. So so I get to play too, but I don't do very well.
Well, you do fairly well.
I do okay.
I mean, and honestly,
I did okay last time. I got 3 out of 5.
And that was obscure stuff. And I should say, John is a nerd, and he's usually he's an abyss of random facts. I don't even understand it. So you know a lot about Greek and Roman mythology. So you'll probably do fairly well.
I'm curious because I do like my nerdy stuff.
There you go. And Beth says, I'm sick of the rain. I'm in Oklahoma and I need sunshine. I hear you. It is, what did you call it? John walked into the kitchen the other day and said, well, it's not what did you say? It's not a frog strangler, but it is a gully washer.
Yeah, well, it's a gully, it's not quite a frog strangler, but it is a gully washer.
And I was like, I don't even understand.
Last night, though, it became a frog strangler.
It did.
For a bit.
It's been nuts.
Grief.
It's been nuts. Okay.
First question.
All right, so.
My mom's the one with the sayings, though. Like
she does. They're good.
I don't know how, but I just got older, as we've established. My mom, of course, is older than I am, but she still is constantly coming up with sayings I've never heard of. Like just
yeah. And
I think she makes them up.
Well, she might, but they're funny because I'll give her a second glance, like what?
And a lot. I mean, really often she's coming up with these.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Okay, so first question.
Mm-hmm.
The mother of the Chimera is believed to have been a creature which is half nymph and half snake, and whose name was given to which Australian creature?
Oh.
Okay, are you ready for the possibilities?
Okay.
A lot of these questions you're going to have to bear with me because I don't know how to pronounce some of it. We've got A, platypus, B, echidna, C, numbat, and D, portaroo.
Numbat. I like that. That sounds like something you would call somebody when they make a mistake. Ah, you numbat.
So if you guys think you know the answer, put the letter down, and good luck. And I will write your name down and put it in the hat. So what do you think it could be?
I'm not sure, but this does remind me of something else. On Peppa Pig, the kids show.
Yeah.
There was an episode that was actually it was censored by Australia, and they wouldn't let it air.
Really?
Yeah, but do you know why?
No, I don't.
It's because Peppa Pig was too friendly to spiders in the episode.
Are you serious?
And in Australia, there's so many deadly spiders that they didn't want the kids to think like, oh, that's a friendly spider.
Oh, so they wouldn't let it air. That's interesting.
And I've diffracted the attention away from me not knowing what this is. So.
Well, we've got people all over the place a little bit. I should say there's two answers that are getting some love. Platypus and the Echidna.
I'm wondering about the platypus because it does look like it's a chimera. Like it looks like it's made up of a bunch of different things. But I don't know. The Echidna?
Echidna? Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Sounds right. So confident. Echidna?
The Echidna.
Okay, well, the answer is...
Okay, I'm going to say a platypus.
All right. Well, you are in the camp with the losers.
Oh.
That is not the correct answer. The correct answer is actually Echidna or Echidna.
Is it? Oh.
Yes. So the Echidna's name means she-viper, and she was the mother of many of the monsters found in Greek mythology. She is described as living in a cave and eating raw flesh. The Echidna was killed by Argus, who used his many eyes to see when she was asleep so he could catch her unaware.
Gosh.
Okay.
Well, boo.
So
that's
good job to half the crew.
That's a good question, though.
All right, so let's see. Next question. Okay. The chimera was killed by which hero riding upon the winged horse Pegasus?
Okay, I know it's got to be two. It's between two. So if one of them is on here and the other one's not, I'm golden.
All right. A, Theseus.
That's one of them.
Okay. B, Bellerophon. C, Perseus.
Oh, that was the other one. I was hoping he would be on there.
Bellerophon. C, Perseus. Or D, Odysseus.
Oh gosh, I like Odysseus, but
when I was taking this quiz to get the answers basically, I was the only knowledge I was basing any of this on was the old Clash of the Titans.
Well,
and I was pretty much getting them all wrong.
Well, I think Perseus. That kind of sounds right because I don't remember Theseus riding a Pegasus, but it sounds like I don't know, but then you mentioned Clash of the Titans, and I think Perseus was in that. So if you got it wrong, then it makes me think.
Oh, hey, look at you with your deduction over there.
I feel like I'm in The Princess Bride, but surely if you would put the poison away from you because you know that a smart man would put it farther away, but you, not being a clever man, would think that. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go with Perseus. Although it could be Theseus, but I think Theseus went down to Hades. And he did other things. Gosh, I don't know. Okay, but I'm gonna go with Perseus.
You're gonna go with Perseus?
I will. I'm gonna be such a disappointment to my teenage self if I get all these wrong.
Well, the answer is actually Bellerophon. Okay, so Bellerophon initially had to tame Pegasus, which he managed with the help of the goddess Athena. So, this enabled him to fly above the monster and eventually kill her by dropping lead onto her flaming mouth.
Ow.
The lead melted and choked the beast.
Wow.
So, there you go, people.
Man.
I know.
Well, that's one way to get somebody to quieten up, I guess.
Fred said, because my friend has a cat named Theseus Claw the Adventurer. Interesting.
Nice. That's a good name. Did anybody get it right?
Yeah, we got a few. Crystal's batting 100, I think, here.
Well, who is?
Crystal.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Tell me what Crystal says on the next one.
Doing really well. Huh?
Tell me what Crystal and Margie say on the next one, would you please? Cause...
No. Okay, next question. All right. The Chimera was fathered by Typhon, who was killed by Zeus. Under which Sicilian volcano is he said to be buried?
Gosh, whenever you said it was mythology, I got kind of excited, but I don't know anything about chimeras really, except what they're made of and all that.
Yeah.
But the history and all that, God.
I mean, it was pretty fascinating when I was looking some stuff up. I was like, this character's got some interesting stories. Well, okay, the possibilities are A, Vesuvius.
Okay.
B, Ischia. C, Etna. D, Stromboli.
Now, isn't Stromboli something you can eat? Although it could be from a region,
Yeah.
So, I think that might be like you're trying to make like it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs type of thing where it's like the volcano erupts and there's just Stromboli air going everywhere.
Yeah.
Vesuvius.
Oh, and Crystal said she's fully guessing here, so I don't know if you want to go with her.
I don't know. I think maybe we need to get Crystal to Vegas immediately.
I know. Really.
If it's all just luck, boy.
Okay, so you got Vesuvius.
Vesuvius was in like Pompeii and all that kind of stuff. But was that on Sicily? Sicily's the little island at the toe of the boot. Or not little island, but the island. Where's Pompeii? Good grief. Oh.
I guessed Stromboli.
Did you guess correctly?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Oh, I'm thinking Etna after that other question because that sounds a lot like.
Fred's guessing Stromboli. He said because it is an island, but it's just a guess. And then he said, but they're all islands, so his math is questionable. So.
I'm thinking Etna. Although Vesuvius would be awesome. But no, I'm going to say Etna.
All right. Well, the answer is, for everybody out there curious, it is, in fact, Etna. You got it right. You got one right.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yep. It says Typhon is described as consisting mainly of snakes, which form his body from thighs down. Zeus overcame him by crushing him under Mount Etna, and the volcanic eruptions are attributed to Typhon's efforts to free himself.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Persistent.
Pretty. He's so angry. Crystal's going to run and play the lottery right now, she said.
Well, good luck.
Okay, next question. Okay, in some versions of the myth, the chimera is described as the mother of which creature more associated with Egypt?
Oh, okay. I think I know this one.
Ooh. A, griffin. B, sphinx. C, basilisk. D, kraken.
Release the kraken.
It's a hard one.
Well, I know what I'm guessing.
Okay, what's your guess?
I think it's Sphinx.
Really?
I think so. But, because I know that's in Egypt. But, Kraken could be wherever it wants to be, so,
The Kraken was like the coolest thing in Clash of the Titans, man. In the original. Ray Harryhausen. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I loved Ray Harryhausen. All those little... his stuff when I was a kid, it kind of scared me.
Did it?
Yeah, but the original King Kong also scared me. Like
really?
Yeah.
Like the black and white one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was a delicate child.
Well,
I was really little, and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh. And then it was sad when it died.
Oh.
It's like an oh yeller moment. I think it's Sphinx.
All right. Final answer?
That's my final answer.
Well, it is in fact Sphinx. So Surprisingly, only a couple got that right. The people were guessing some other things. So.
Oh. Well.
And then Fred said King Kong was a horror movie, right? Question mark. Okay.
It was for the ape. You know, poor thing.
Really?
He was kidnapped, drugged, lashed to a boat.
Man, when we were in New York, well, Jack and my mom and I went to New York, and we went and saw King Kong on stage, and it was phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. And you felt really bad for the for the gorilla. It was so sad.
Poor thing.
Anyway, okay. So next question.
Yeah, if I get this question right, I'll have gotten 3 out of 5. If I get it wrong, so everything hinges on this next question.
And Fred said he's got a perfect score.
Wow, way to go! Well, tell me what Fred gets.
I mean, for getting him wrong.
Oh, yeah. Tell me what Fred gets too, and then what Crystal, and hopefully they're not the same answer.
Okay. All right. Next question. Have you fired it up?
Oh, I think so. Oh, but did I not?
We're still
Is it the same? Oh, okay. Sorry. There we go.
Okay. Oh, this is one I can't pronounce. Okay. The Chimera's parents also produced other monsters, including which of these horrific creatures? A. Cerberus. Cerberus?
Cerberus, huh?
Cerberus,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
B. Charybdis?
Yeah.
Charybdis?
It might be.
Charybdis?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's
C. Minotaur. And D. Medusa.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Cerberus was the 3-headed dog.
Mm-hmm.
And the Charybdis or Charybdis or whatever that is, they're Charybdis. That I want to say that was like an ocean like thing. It was out like maybe where the Rock of Gibraltar. I don't know why I want to think that, but it was out in the sea and it would.
Was it a creature?
I think yeah, but I can't really remember it. The Minotaur or Minotaur, depending on who you talk to, it was of course the bull-headed man type thing, but giant. And Medusa is the woman with the snake head. So they're all like weird. They're all like mixes.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
I mean, they're the definition of a chimera.
Her parents, gosh, the chimera's parents were interesting people, I guess. Well, I don't think it would have been the dog. I think the Minotaur was actually, I think that has another story to it.
Yeah. So,
Medusa.
Oh, okay. Megan Lindsay says Charybdis. Okay, so.
Charybdis.
Okay, cool.
Charybdis?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm wondering if it might be the Charybdis or Medusa, but I can't remember. I remember hearing how Medusa was, the thing about that, but I don't remember. Gosh. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm gonna go with Medusa, but I think it might be the Charybdis.
Okay, when I guessed this, I guessed Medusa.
Uh-oh.
What uh-oh?
Well, I don't know. You didn't sound very happy with your guess.
Kim said I stink at this. Just do Sound of Music trivia next. There you go.
Full Sound of Music.
There you go. Okay, so the answer is, in fact, Cerberus.
Cerberus? It was Cerberus?
Yeah.
It was the dog?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's got 3 heads.
Yeah, but Medusa has a bunch of snake heads on there,
well,
too.
snakes, yeah, but, I mean, this chimera situation, they have multiple heads on a lot of this. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, gosh.
Yep. So way to go! I'm impressed with the crowd out there. They were getting some right.
Yeah, yeah. And who were the chimera's parents? I mean, good grief.
It was in a different question. I guess I didn't have that. Okay.
Wow. Well.
So there we go. We got all the names.
Man.
I think that was the last question, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me put all these. Tell us about your painting while I put all these in the hat.
Well, I must say I did not do well on that.
You got some right.
Yeah, I got 2 out of 5 right. But, you know, it's funny. Like, it's funny with the trivia. I like playing the game. And I want to get them right. But, I don't know. I like to play more than anything. So, all I've been working on is this lion arm here. Dragon arm sort of thing.
You're obsessing about it.
Well, I just want to get the shape down a little bit better. So, I'm just working on really light coats. Just trying to get the form. And then once that's good, once I get the under coat a little bit, then I'll be able to go in and put some harder lines and stuff and build up definition. But I just don't like the shape that I have yet, so I'm still just working on that. It's just one of those things where it just takes a lot of time. Part of it is because this doesn't really exist, so you know, I keep thinking of it and then having to readjust what I'm doing. So yeah, that's part of the fun of it, really. I mean, to be honest, that's one thing that makes it so much fun to work on.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull a name.
Yeah. Okay.
Shake it
Let
up.
me hold it.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, there's quite a few names in here, guys. I hope I pull my name.
There's no pulling your name.
Oh, and again, the hat is an artist. Oh, poop! I just lost some more.
Here, I'll get it.
Oh, thank you. You able to find it?
There you go.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Henry, Chippy Wimpy. Okay. I got a 2 for here.
What do you got? All right.
It's separated.
Oh, Hannah.
Hannah. Oh.
Which was on YouTube.
It's a palindrome. It really?
Yeah.
Thank you, Hannah.
You're holding it.
Oh. Oh.
Whatever.
Thank you, Hannah. Well, that's awesome.
All right,
I love the name Hannah, too, because you can spell it forwards and backwards the same.
All right, so Hannah won. John pulled that name out. Hannah was guessing over on the YouTubes. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks so much. And so Hannah, well, what does Hannah need to do to get her prize?
Okay, so I would say I can message them, and Hannah needs to message us because I don't know if I can message. You know what? I can message her or on the YouTubes.
Oh, okay.
We don't typically. It's funny. It's rare when anybody wins on YouTube, so that's interesting.
Well, and Hannah, if for some reason you don't hear from us, just send me an email too, and then we can get it to you. But you've won a medium print and of any print that I have on my website. So you know, if there's an image that you really like, just let us know. And my email is bramblet@gmail.com. And if you forget that, just type in blind painter on the internet and I should pop up. But so we'll try to message you though, make it easy.
Well, Karen said no whammies, no whammies, and Fred said it's fun, although I'm terrible at it too. And Karen said it's fun. So, total guess.
Man.
So
well,
I'm hoping that Hannah's still tuned in and you know, so. But I think the whole, like, you know, trivia giving away art thing is fun. Maybe we'll do it again next week.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Heck yeah, man.
So what is the next steps on this painting that you got going on?
Pardon me. Okay, well, I want to get some, so I have the bicep down a little bit. I'm just trying to reform a little bit on the body a little bit more. And then I want to do the same thing to the Cobra head. Because right now, I think you probably can see the basic shape. Like his eyes here, his mouth is going to be down here. This little white spot coming out right here is where his tongue is going to be. So this is the basic, like, snake. But I want to get it formed out a little bit more, and really just over the whole body, just keep adding more and more layers of color. And then after that, it'll be to work on the background. And I'm not completely sure what I want to do with the background. I don't want it to be too busy because I don't want it to. It's such an up close view of the chimera here that I don't know. I don't want there to be lots and lots of detail in the background, but I do want there to be color. So I'll have to figure that one out.
That sounds cool.
Could just be swirls of color, almost like you know, or like hellish or you know, where
yes, something not too busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too busy, but I don't want it to be like just blank either, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, Barbara just joins us and says, "Oh man, I just got here," and then says we were out on a snack run. So.
Oh.
Welcome. Just as we're about to end.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me show you all this cherry.
I will say, if you're just tuning in, Barbara, your print is on its way. I just haven't. I was running slow this week.
She hurt her back a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, let me show you all this cherry. This is a Luxardo Maraschino cherry, which I'm sure y'all have seen, but see how dark it is?
It's yummy. They're yummy. After they've been sitting in a drink for a while. Otherwise, they're just like too sweet and over the top. Meanwhile, I go to the fridge and they're all gone.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. Well, so you'll probably have this painting done this week, right?
Yeah. The idea, I'm gonna start the turtle, and then I'm gonna start another reflections painting, which is the series that I'm working on now, and so I'm gonna work on that. But I'm gonna get this finished, and then start on the turtle. And the turtle is gonna take a while because the turtle is a big. It's over there. It's big. It's looming. It's so big. But I'm looking forward to getting that started. So next week, I should be able to show you the finished version of this. Maybe another painting that I've been working on that was a toy painting. I might be able to show you that. And the turtle. The turtle might not be done. It might be done. But I'm going to take a lot of photos, a lot of videos. So we're going to be sharing that kind of stuff. And then show it to you when it's all done for sure.
Yeah. Oh, Karen says, "Hope your back feels better soon." Thank you. It's definitely on the mend. It's better than it was.
Oh, yeah.
And then Fred says, "Thank you guys again for an awesome Tuesday night." Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
regularly.
thanks
we
for
really
hanging out,
appreciate
guys. You guys are the best. And I just want to say thanks so much to our Patreon supporters, too. You guys are brilliant. And everybody, thanks so much for tuning in and just hanging out with us. This is I look forward to it all week.
Yeah, it's always fun, for sure. And so, subscribe, go over to YouTube and subscribe as well there. That's fun to see those numbers go up. So share us with your friends and tune in next week. We'll do it all over again.
Woo! Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See you soon.